weekend after some great FA Cup action and some also super great League Cup semi-final action, where of course we saw Man United suffer at home. I like how bullish Pep Guardiola was pre the press conference, talking about he didn't sign for Man City to beat Man United. He signed for Man City to win trophies, and he's going to continue to do that. He's a wonderful manager, serial winner, despite what he hasn't been able to put much of a fight for the title. He's still a great manager, and he still, as you can see, goes out wanting to win everything. Hopefully he does well, and I can't wait to see how he competes in the rest of the cups, in the FA Cup and the Champions League, which I think they don't have a chance because they have a very tough draw. Last week, I'm not a Man City fan, by the way. No, it kind of sounded like I was. Neither am I a Pep fan. I'm a Madrid fan. So Pep, he made us suffer when he was at Barcelona. But we've done well since he left, and he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, so that's just fantastic. This is how I did: 76 points. It took me up to 269k, which is just fantastic, and hopefully more of this to come. Obviously the midfield was just perfect, and an interesting stat: my midfield in terms of goals, all of them are in the top 10 scoring midfielders in the Premier League. So all of these 5 are all in the top scoring charts for midfielders in the Premier League, which is just fantastic. These are what we can expect. Everyone has a considerable easy game, of course, except the big game of the weekend: Spurs versus Liverpool. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a bumper. Mourinho masterclass? Nah, I think that's over. This Liverpool side is just different. It can play anyway. It can play dirty. It can play Mourinho masterclass. It can play Pep style. It can play Barca style. They are the best, and I think they are gonna challenge for the Champions League again. They're just that good, and it's all gonna be about what's gonna be the score, in terms of that fixture. But I think that Liverpool are gonna stroll past that game, and yeah, the predictions. So 1-1 to Sheffield and West Ham. I just think it's going to be a tight game. Both teams on form. Of course, not necessarily Sheffield. They've suffered 2 defeats, but they've had tough opponents like Liverpool and Man City. But before then, they were flying. Even though their home record wasn't as good as their away record, they were flying, and they were very hard to beat, very hard to score against. So I think that's going to be the same for David Moyes. And the reason why I don't think David Moyes is going to lose this game is just because Sheffield suck at home, and West Ham are just, West Ham just have that fight again. I think they're going to score goals. Maybe they might even win the game. Who knows? Arsenal, Crystal Palace. Wow, not Man United, of course, we beat those ones. This is Crystal Palace time. London derby, another pick of the weekend. It's going to be a crazy game. Arsenal always dominate. I think Uber, with his away record, he's probably going to score for fun here. I think he'll lead Arsenal to victory, but not without a Crystal Palace fight, because of course it's a derby and this fixture is always tight. Even though Arsenal dominated, it's always tight. 1-1 to Southampton. I think Leicester will be tired coming back from the League Cup against Aston Villa. They're playing today. We'll see how they play. Hopefully Vardy's back. I think he needs like a game because he's been out for so long. Hopefully he can get a game today, at least like a few minutes, so that he can be up and ready for the weekend. Southampton, I don't think they're gonna have enough, but I think they have a point to prove after what happened last time, the 9-0. Even though it was against 10 men, it was just embarrassing. Most teams fight harder when they're down 10 men, and they just capitulated and just gave it all up. Man United, another team which I think they'll be tired, but Norwich can't seem to find anything, any victory, nothing. They're just so weak. We'll see what will happen. But I think Man United will be wanting to bounce back. Marshall was rested. He'll be eager to go. I think he'll get the winner. Has a great record against Norwich, so more of that to come. Richarlison gonna blow over Brighton. Everton versus Brighton, 3-1 I think. Then you have Chelsea there. Chelsea, another team which is actually struggling at home, but they're lucky that they're playing another opponent which is just as bad as them in terms of form, and I think they'll just have enough, because Burnley are just worse compared to Chelsea. Wolves, Jimenez Party is going to kick off again, and I think Newcastle are struggling for goals. They're getting lucky goals, and that's why they can't get those victories anymore, because they can't score those stunners, and also they have a few injuries. But Matt Ritchie coming back could be a huge influence. Obviously it might be too early for him. He's only had a few minutes in the FA Cup, and I think this game might be too early, but it's good to see him back. As I said, this game might be tight. I don't think Spurs are going to get blown over, but I think they're going to lose, just because they've been on form and they always concede first, so they're always going to concede. And then Liverpool have been strong. They rested their players, didn't have semi-final. Didn't have League Cup semi-final, so they're gonna be healthy, raring to go. 2-2 for Watford. 2-2 for Watford. I think Bournemouth and Callum Wilson are just gonna do crazy stuff. And excuse my little brother there. Well, it's not my brother. What do you call this? My son. He's been on the show before. He's Tifley J. Do check out his channel. He posts a lot of stuff. He also has a Roblox account, Civil the Devil. Do check it out. Anyway, back to the good stuff. 1-0 for Aston Villa. I think they're gonna be also beaten. Aston Villa and Man City just have a great record against them, but I think it'll be tight. Again, I think City will be a little bit tired. Most of their first team players played, because Pep was hungry to win, so that League Cup semi-final game. So I think they'll be a little bit tired, but they'll still have enough to get a victory over Aston Villa. Aston Villa will give it a fight, but it will not be enough. John Fleck, he's going to do the business. He has been quiet for too long, but I think he's going to do the business. He's been, because quite obviously, because they have had a few tough games. Aubameyang always does well away from home. Probably will continue. Haynes also been quiet, despite playing out wide. I think he'll be on the score sheet. Vardy Party, he's probably going to be bang on. Hopefully he's back from maternity leave. Even though he's not a girl, but anyway. Martial, he's, as I said, has a great record. 3 goals against Norwich. He likes playing against Norwich. I think he'll continue that form. Richarlison, he's also been on form recently. Has a goal and assist in his last 2 games. he's gonna continue that form against tough opponents, and he's still bagged in a few. Mount, but he was quiet, of course, against the League Cup. But Mount, not in the League Cup, sorry, in the FA Cup against Liverpool. Mount, another one who's been quiet. We even sold him on my team, but I think he might be the difference. I think the game will be tight, as I said, because there's two bad teams going against each other. So I think it will be a one-goal game. So yeah, hopefully it will be Mount. Jimenez, the Mexican Joker, putting him on the armband. Stay tuned to find out who are my captain, who's my vice captain, and why don't I not captain Vardy. Jimenez has been on not necessarily good form as well. He's been quiet, but I think he's due. Hence, I trust him to do well. And Alexander-Arnold, I think there'll be a clean sheet for Liverpool, and if there is going to be a goal, he's probably going to be involved in it. So that's why I back him. Callum Wilson, we got the Robertson prediction right last time, so I think it's his turn now. Wilson, he's been quiet, in the Premier League, but he got off the mark and broke his goal drought in the FA Cup, so hopefully he can continue his form and bring it to the league. Aguero, he has a great record against Aston Villa. Last time we predicted Aguero in this fixture. He went missing, and hopefully this doesn't happen again. I know, who's this? Gabriel Jesus has been on form. Hopefully he can throw his form out the window just for this once, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe they'll go two up top, which will be very interesting because they will both rested. This is how I'm lining up. Would love to have Aguero, potentially thinking of having Aguero, but you guys have already seen that I've brought in McCarthy. That's right, McCarthy's in the team. Be sure, well, I know Heaton is injured, but I'm gonna start him anyway because I just feel like it will be a tight game, and then he will get a lot of save points, and then I just think Vardy and his party, they will score goals, and I think they will not get as many shots because I think Southampton are much better in defense as well. So those are the few reasons why I think that he will not do better, but I also think that he will not get a clean sheet, McCarthy, so I'll put him in the bench. But if anything happens and this knee injury of his turns out to be serious, it doesn't matter. I brought in Barton. If you guys of course have missed it, do check out the reasons why. I mean, not Barton, I've brought in McCarthy. McCarthy will come in from the bench. If you guys have missed it, do check out why I brought in McCarthy. And yeah, I've captaining Jimenez this week. Vardy, vice captain. Ings, unlucky this time, couldn't make the vice captaincy, but still a great option going forward despite having tough fixtures. He's a season keeper because he's matching anybody. He's matching Abraham, he's matching all these good England strikers, and he's gonna push for that spot. That's gonna be an interesting fight for Wilson is also coming back on form. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Who's gonna get that substitute striker role for England in the Euros? The triple up, Mane, Salah. I think they're gonna bang in again. If there's gonna be a goal, it's probably gonna be one of them, and I don't care if they don't score, because it's all about the future with them. And you know what, they've done good since the wild card and before that, so it will not be much of a headache or pain or setback if they don't do anything this week. Same with Grealish, the man himself, he's been on form. I thought about taking him out. This was the time I was supposed to take him out, but everyone else started to join in, so I thought I might just enjoy the price rise for a bit, and I mean it's at home, and just ride it for a little bit, you know. Maybe he'll keep on scoring goals. Who knows? Richarlison, he's been on form, has great fixtures. That's why I have him. The double up, Sheffield and Lundstrom, they've worked well, and they're going to continue to work well. I hope that, you know, they, even though I don't think there'll be a clean sheet, I hope that they get in the points with a goal or an assist. The bench, the obviously McCarthy, I've already mentioned. Rico first sub, took it away from Cantwell. Cantwell second sub. Never lost faith in Cantwell. Lost faith in Pookie, but never lost faith in Cantwell. But this time I think Man United, they won't get nothing. And Henley, the third sub. It's good to see him back in the fold and leading the side. Hopefully he can make the difference and get an away victory. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me. This was the Game Week 22 preview. This is how I'll be lining up. How will you be lining up? Be sure to comment down below how you will be lining up. Who are you guys captaining? And of course, what do you think of my team? And yeah guys, and any upgrades or anything that you, any suggestions, please do also leave them below. And thank you guys. See you in the preview, I mean in the review of course, and of course the following Game Week 2023 review. Thanks a lot guys.